Wendy stepped in and got me 2 breakfast sandwiches for $4.
Wendy's is known for its big square hamburgers and the Frosty, but not so much for its breakfast menu. Until now. To get you up to speed, here are the 10 best Wendy's breakfast items.
Who are those guys?
Wendy's breakfast, Morty.
Wait, it's a Wendy's what?
Wendy's breakfast.
Bueno's sausage, egg, and cheese.
I'm just saying, we've certainly seen weirder things than an all-knowing burrito.
Breakfast burritos have been a thing for a while in the fast food breakfast game. However, Wendy's is relatively new to this Mexican-themed breakfast menu item. Breakfast burritos are a basic breakfast menu item and are so easy to make. This staple usually includes a mix of meats, cheese, and egg wrapped in a big flour tortilla, and this is exactly how Wendy's does it. It includes sausage, scrambled egg, and cheese. These burritos are pretty small, so they would be easy to eat on the go. And the 340 calories aren't going to blow up your diet either. This item is considered a side and not really a full meal, so you can get more than one with no problem. The 15 grams of protein will help get your day off to a good start. However, don't make the mistake of having one of these every day because the more than 900 grams of sodium isn't really the best way to start the day. Also, do yourself a favor and get the burrito with the apple bites on the side instead of the breakfast potatoes. The potatoes are the go-to breakfast side at Wendy's, but they don't get the greatest reviews from customers. On the other hand, the apple pieces taste great and will help you keep on track with some vitamins and fiber.
Let me go to Big Head Joe's for you. They have the most insane burritos.
Breakfast beret.
Hey, I brought you some Wendy's.
Wendy's bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant is like a fast food nod to French cuisine. French chefs would probably lose their breakfasts if they heard this, but Wendy's still gets an A for effort.
If you're gonna spew into this.
Many Americans, like the Europeans, like croissants. Wendy's, unlike McDonald's, the big breakfast boy on the block, has embraced the croissant to the fullest. The bacon, egg, and cheese croissant is a loaded breakfast sandwich in the tradition of the venerable Egg McMuffin sandwich.
What's my Egg McMuffin?
The trio of bacon, egg, and cheese has been a winning breakfast mashup for the longest time, and for some reason, they just always seem to work together, so why even question it? We can question the choice of croissant, however. Yes, they are buttery and flaky and pretty tasty, but they just don't hold all the ingredients as well as the plain but sturdier buns you're familiar with. It's perhaps part of the reason McDonald's decided on a toasted English muffin for its flagship sandwich. Even though they might not be the best at holding everything together, you can't deny how great Wendy's croissants are. Croissants are a little delicate to handle, so just be careful if you're trying to eat your bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant in the car. In the car or at the table, no matter where you eat this breakfast, you're guaranteed to love it every single morning.
Yummy!
A classic.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
The classics are considered true classics for a reason, because they work. They work and they continue to work over and over again, even as time passes and tastes change. Wendy's classic bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich is the kind of fast food menu item that lasts because it's made from classic ingredients. Applewood smoked bacon, a freshly cooked egg, and American cheese, all on a warm breakfast roll, are what makes up this classic sandwich. So far, no other fast food franchise has been able to match the perfection of McDonald's iconic and world-famous Egg McMuffin, but this sandwich pretty much comes as close as any before. This is enough to be a satisfying meal in itself, but you can also order it as part of a combo meal with a side of your choice and a nice coffee or even orange juice. These beverages are 2 other classics to pair with this classic breakfast sandwich. If you don't like bacon, apparently not everyone does, who knew? There is a variant of this sandwich that includes sausage instead of bacon, so there's more than one choice for people to enjoy as their morning wake-up call. Both the bacon or the sausage sandwich can get you moving and keep you going right through until lunchtime.
I think lunchtime is about the worst time of day for me.
Better living through biscuits.
This one takes the biscuit.
Sometimes the basics are the best, and Wendy's Honey Butter Biscuit is one of those basics that always seems to be there when you need it. Usually there's nothing too fancy about a biscuit, but at Wendy's, they buck the trend with their Honey Butter Biscuit. A lot of fast food breakfast choices include some combination of meat, eggs, and cheese. The bun, biscuit, or croissant is really just there to hold everything together and allow you to eat it while you're on the go. But for once, the lowly biscuit takes center stage, and it's a good thing. Do not doubt for a second that honey butter biscuits can be quite delicious on their own without any spreads or toppings. Biscuits should not be underestimated.
You underestimate my power!
Although many people might think of these delightful mounds of dough as a side dish or something you use to soak up the gravy from the real meal, they are a hearty menu item in their own right. A couple of honey butter biscuits and a cup of coffee could be a fine breakfast. If you're looking for more than just a biscuit, there are several Wendy's menu items that use the honey butter biscuit, including one with sausage and gravy. When it comes to Wendy's biscuits, there is always something to look forward to, whether you want a simple biscuit for a light snack or as part of a more satisfying meal.
You're delicious, bro.
Have a cup of Frosty.
There seems to be a mistake. I believe I ordered the large cappuccino.
Wendy's version of the shake, known as the Frosty, isn't just for lunch and dinner, or just dessert anymore. With the Breakfast Frosticino, you can get your Frosty kick early in the morning along with your other breakfast menu choices. The Frosticino is actually the best of two drinks, coffee and a Frosty mixed together for a perky frozen drink that comes in two flavors, chocolate and vanilla. Some people only want hot drinks like coffee and tea in the morning, but others like to change it up with iced drinks, and this is where Wendy's Frosticino comes into play. It's an icy new way to get your morning caffeine fix. This cool, refreshing drink would go well with just a honey butter biscuit or something more substantial like a croissant sandwich. A Frosticino would also be a good choice for an afternoon pick-me-up instead of a standard cup of coffee or standard iced coffee. A quick warning before you order the Frosticino: if you are expecting the usual Frosty blended with coffee, you'll be disappointed because this drink is actually coffee that's then mixed with Frosty Mix, the flavoring that's used to make the Frosty. Think of it as Wendy's very own iced latte. It's the perfect drink to counterbalance the savoriness of any hearty breakfast. It will surely give you the well-needed sugar rush and provide you with enough caffeine to help you tackle the rest of your day.
Is that a Wendy's Frosty?
Yeah, and right now they're only 50 cents.
Sausage party.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Some people just love bacon and can't get enough, but for others, breakfast means spicy sausage. If this is you, then you are in luck because as part of its breakfast menu, Wendy's offers the sausage biscuit. This might look a little too ordinary, but don't underestimate this tasty little gem. The fast food restaurant uses its signature honey butter biscuits and adds a seasoned sausage patty for a convenient and hearty meal you can take with you on the road. The delicious combination of biscuit and sausage should not be overlooked for the sole reason that it's delicious. Most restaurants that serve breakfast seem to assume that if you're there for breakfast, then you will automatically want eggs, mostly because they just come with everything breakfast related. But if you're one of those people who don't need to have eggs to be able to enjoy a nice breakfast, then the sausage biscuit might be the perfect sandwich for you. Simplicity in its purest form. So there you have it. The nice and simple sausage biscuit sandwich seems like the perfect way to jumpstart your mornings. Throw in a cup of fresh hot coffee or a cup of orange juice and you'll be ready to take on all comers, at least until lunchtime.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
Just coffee, please.
A what?
Large black coffee.
Do you mean a venti?
A morning coffee, or several, is a ritual that millions of people take part in every day. Coffee is just about as basic as breakfast gets. For some people, it's all they need in the morning. A hot cup of joe over a big breakfast on a busy morning is more common than you might think. Whether it's a double-double, cream-only, or black, at Wendy's you can get your coffee fixed just the way you like it. Obviously, the freshest, hottest coffee will go to the early birds, but if you prefer your coffee iced, there's no rush. This might make sense in the hot summer months, but some people prefer iced coffee all year round, even if it's cold outside. To each their own, right? The regular coffee is a blend of 100% Arabica beans from Central and South America, and the iced coffee is slow steeped, then served over ice. But there is one little downside. Wendy's doesn't serve any hot flavored coffee, at least for now. In the meantime, you can always get a next-level treat, the Frosticino, to satisfy your sweet tooth. For those who want to stay away from caffeine but still want to enjoy the taste, Wendy's also offers decaffeinated coffee. Wendy's is the place to go to start your morning on the right foot and give you that coffee pep you need.
Have a cup of joe.
Sweet and salty.
Pineapple and olive? Sweet and salty.
There's a fine line between delicious decadence and over-the-top taste that just go too far. You might decide the jury is still out on Wendy's maple bacon chicken croissant breakfast sandwich. If you're a glutton for gooey goodness, then you'll probably come down on the side of this sweet and salty combination of breakfast flavors. Bacon is good, but Applewood smoked bacon is next level good and gives just a hint of sweetness to what otherwise would be a too salty sandwich. Another great thing about this sandwich is that unlike most breakfast sandwiches that rely on sausage, bacon, or sometimes both, this one features a chicken breast instead. There is also no egg, which is a bit unusual for a breakfast sandwich, but in this case, it seems like the right move. Instead of cheese, there is a dollop of maple butter to bring the flavors together. The maple bacon chicken croissant, as the name suggests, isn't satisfied with the usual bun that accompanies most burgers and breakfast sandwiches. The croissant is a flaky, buttery pastry that seems like a delight in its own right. Unfortunately, all of this juicy meat and cheese goodness comes with a cost. The cost includes 560 calories and 30 grams of fat. Also, don't forget this sandwich includes 1,200 grams of sodium. Basically, please don't opt for this one every day. The maple bacon chicken croissant is a unique breakfast treat to enjoy once in a while.
So delicious!
It can't be reasoned with.
Wendy's Baconator. Extra bacon.
Some things are just what they are, and there is no rational explanation for them. They're like a force of nature and cannot be messed with or messed up. At Wendy's, the breakfast Baconator can't be reasoned with either. If you love breakfast sandwiches, love bacon, and already have a soft spot for the regular Baconator, then you won't want to stop until you've had your first taste of the breakfast Baconator offered at Wendy's. The breakfast Baconator can be a little intimidating the first time you set eyes on it. This is not just some little snack like a slider. This sandwich is like an entire meal between a bun. This breakfast sandwich starts with a grilled sausage patty and some Applewood smoked bacon, a fresh egg, and finally a slice of cheese. But it doesn't stop there. The breakfast Baconator has another layer of bacon and cheese, and then all of this is topped off with Swiss cheese sauce. Be prepared though, because all this deliciousness comes in at more than 700 calories and 50 grams of fat. If the numbers don't scare you off, then you might end up loving the breakfast Baconator. If that's the case, you'll likely be back to Wendy's sooner rather than later.
They will eat you for breakfast.
Country breakfast.
One admission for the continental breakfast.
Some people are okay with just a cup of steaming hot coffee and a roll in the morning. However, for others, breakfast really is the most important meal of the day, and they want to make the most of it. At Wendy's, this means ordering the sausage, gravy, and biscuit. Wendy's starts with its classic buttermilk biscuits and slathers them with its very own white pepper gravy, then adds a grilled breakfast sausage to it. This is Wendy's nod to the classic Southern breakfast that people have loved for generations. This might be a little too rich for the uninitiated breakfast eater, but if you like a hearty breakfast, you might want to give the sausage, gravy, and biscuit a try. You might also be surprised to find out that this meal isn't as high in calories or fat as many other breakfast items on this list. This Wendy's favorite comes in at 450 calories, 29 grams of fat, and even counts 7 grams of protein. Of course, this isn't healthy food by any stretch of the imagination, and there are some relatively healthier choices at Wendy's, such as the oatmeal bar, apple bites, and the honey butter biscuit, but this one isn't too bad, considering. These are fine choices for a light meal, but if you want to fill up well in the morning, then you have the option of Wendy's sausage, gravy, and biscuit. This is a hearty breakfast item with all the protein and carbohydrates to keep you going all morning long.
It's go time, you and me!
Craving another video? Just tap or click. First time here? Then leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.